Hello everyone. Sorry for the delays. Today we are streaming the LKA Ashes 500 finals between Carl Diaz and the Treatment. I'm gonna go post the link everywhere. Sorry for the delays. We can start. So yeah, this is I just had like some issues with OBS with the audio. I'm working with a new pair of earphones and they have a microphone on them, but OBS couldn't see it. It was a whole thing. And then after that, it was the webcam that didn't work. And oh well. All right. We're gonna use non-compact layout, but all right. So yes, as I was saying, we are in the Treatment and Carl are in the finals of the LKA Ashes 500. It was a closed list, fixed list, single elimination tournament. It was, I think, the legendary knockout arena with the most number of participants. So it is very exciting that these two players have made it now to the finals. I am, of course, rooting for my boy Treatment. Well, that sounds weird, because like he's older, but whatever. Me and Mitch have been teasing him that he undersells himself a lot because he's able to be like the top players and he's made it to the finals here. So yeah, I'm excited to see what their decks look like. All right, I've forgotten to narrate the match. Carl and Treatment are both playing Noah. This is really cool. Treatment is on a Time, Illusion, and Divine dice spread. Carl is on a purely Sympathy and Divine spread. And the game has gone Carl playing first, playing a Summon Cerulean Diver. Then Treatment plays a Summon Shade Prowler. Then Carl summons a Prowler and exhausts Summon Shade Prowler. Then Treatment plays Chain Decoration. Wow. Exhausting Diver and exhausting the book with it. This is some spicy tech. I believe Treatment is gonna try to choke Carl on summons, maybe? We'll see. This is really interesting. Wait a second. I'm gonna have to blow my nose. So I'll just have to not forget to reopen the mic. So yeah. All right, I did not forget to reopen my mic. All right. So, Carl has played New Ideas, drawing 3 cards, putting 1 back and drawing 3 cards. Treatment plays Summon Cloudburst Griffin. Carl plays Twilight Alchemist. More card draw, so very reminiscent of his Full Moon Herald deck, you know, the one where he tries to focus Cerulean Diver very fast. Treatment meditates Light Swordsman and Umbral Acrobat and puts a Celestial Knight into play, which is gonna be very strong here because I believe Carl is gonna have, well, the only hard removal in that dice spread is basically Shadow Pulse. So that Celestial Knight is gonna be really good. Yeah. So Carl plays another Twilight Alchemist, and then Treatment plays the Cloudburst Griffin. Yeah. Alchemist attacks Griffin. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch to compact mode again. I prefer it like that. Yeah, Alchemist attacks Griffin, and I think... Oh, Treatment plays Shadow Blade. Good one. Oh, but the Shadow Pulse here. It's alright for Treatment, you know, it's a fair trade, but it's really good because that Celestial Knight didn't get any value and was about to get a lot of value, so it was a great call either to keep it when Carl drew into it or even to start it. I'm not sure. But as is, I think Treatment is ahead with a safe Griffin on board, going for the damage to face, saying, you know, I'm not scared of what you have in your hand. I think I can stake this claim at your life and take a chip, you know, take a little bit of a lead in this in the life point race, basically. Sorry, I don't know why I'm looking for my words so much today. Excuse me, I haven't spoken English that much today, so it's gonna take a little bit of time to come back. Yeah. All right. So we see a Shepherd of Lost Souls being played, bringing back Twilight Alchemist again. Then Shepherd of Lost Souls attacks the Cloudburst Griffin. There's no reason not to guard, probably. So yeah, Treatment guards it. And then Treatment has 2 dice left and only 1 card in hand. So perhaps like a Holo or another book and Shadow Target, but Shadow Target is not gonna hit anything useful because Carl uses his last die on a Twilight Alchemist again. So much card draw. I would be surprised if Carl cannot focus Diver, if not this round, maybe in the next round, you know. And Treatment had 2 shadows yet, so he played 2 shadows to discard Shepherd of Lost Souls. Alright, so sorry for the messy narration. We are going into round 2. Carl floats 1 die, and he directly opens with Shroud. Interesting. I believe Carl will want to exhaust the Prowler book, probably. Treatment attacks Carl in the face with the Griffin. Carl does not block. This is interesting. I guess Carl is trying to stabilize the board and hopes to be able to turn the corner and establish a good board control at the cost of his life before he is dead, essentially. Oh no. Alchemist does not even try to attack Cloudburst Griffin. Carl directly attacks Noah. Well, treatments Noah, yeah. And he does exhaust Shade Prowler with Shadow Target. We see another Cloudburst Griffin being played. This one is protected, so it cannot be... I'm not exactly sure what treatment is afraid of here. I guess maybe if treatment has 0 other conjuration, it makes sense to use Shroud. But yeah, like that Cloudburst Griffin was not at risk of being reverberated. Perhaps he was protecting against Scald, River Scald. Alright, we see Raptor Herder come down for Carl, and treatment plays a Masked Wolf, so he had a lot of books. And Carl plays Masked Wolf and passes. He says, my board is good enough as is. I want to see where you're going with this. Carl attacks Cloudburst Griffin for 1. I don't know if you're supposed to guard this, you know? Because like if there's a Sonic, you really don't want to guard this. You might just want to counter here. And like if your opponent has a Fork Lightning or a Crescendo, you just, you know, you accept it. And you're happy that you've like run it out of their hand. You know, it's a 1-for-1 trade. And they get like a Raptor Hatchling on top, but you know, it could be worse. Oh, treatment plays the Particle Shield. Charlotte's favorite card. I think it's her favorite card. Yeah. And now Carl has dragged around. He has a lot more dice available to him than treatment. So he's gonna have to be careful with this. Let's check the chat. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat. Is there anyone in the chat? YouTube is loading. Treatment going to hit the face again. Wow. He is aggressive, and Carl says, I just want to stay alive for longer. He's gonna block with the Raptor Hatchling. And Carl plays a 2-2 Beast Warrior. Super efficient when it is a 2-2. Carl is on record saying Beast Warrior is perhaps even a better unit than Raptor Herder. And, you know, sometimes I would tend to agree, especially in this world of, you know, ping being everywhere. Let's see what treatment has left to offer. Ironically, treatment has a lot more books, yet he is down on cards in library because Carl has not had to meditate so much because he's played so many Twilight Alchemist and yeah. Treatment meditates backflip, gets a wolf up and passes. Carl takes the attack on the 2-life Cloudburst Griffin, the unharmed Cloudburst Griffin. And let's see if the treatment guards. Treatment does guard. I feel like this is a little bit too risky because if there's a Sonic here, Carl's guard is not broken, so you will not be able to force a trade easily against it. Carl plays a Masked Wolf and attacks the Beast Warrior. I don't think... Ooh, Carl plays Shadow Blade. Very good here. It is gonna clean up the Masked Wolf and the wounded Cloudburst Griffin. Yeah. But if it wasn't for that, I think honestly you don't guard this. There's not a specific reason to the Beast Warrior has done its job, and next round it's not going to be as good anyway. Treatment passes, he is falling behind on battlefield, especially now that Carl has a Summon Diver book. It's gonna take every round, a lot of attention from the treatment to keep those divers from running away with the game, because they can get so much value. Carl has played another Beast Warrior, treatment has passed, and Carl is again attacking with the Beast Warrior into the Cloudburst Griffin. The Cloudburst Griffin dies, but the treatment has a Gates Defender. So, alright, Carl draws a card with the Horsepower. Sign of weakness here. Carl probably doesn't have, a Sonic Swordsman, or in that spread. I'm not exactly sure what else you would be looking to use. Maybe like a bunch more units, but like you're gonna hit battlefield limit soon. I'm not sure you want to attack here if you're treatment, because it becomes very risky that your opponent is just going to be able to kill off the Gates Defender and get the top of round attack, because these Beast Warriors also have group tactic, so they can rack up a lot of damage. Carl plays a Summon Admonisher and draws another card. Wow, he is low on stuff to do. So he's probably gonna play the Admonisher, yes. And what is that last die? What could it be? What could it be? Yo, we got Alfred in the chat. Yeah, Noah is good when everyone is playing expensive books. Yeah, that's true. And it's especially good when everyone is, investing in like one really good book. Like if your opponent has spent like a quarter of their budget on that, I don't know, adapted on book, blanking that book can be super good. Alright, treatment attached into the Alchemist and Carl guards. Carl simply attacks the treatment to the face, and that last die is join the hunt. The top of round swing is gonna hurt, I would believe. Treatment will want to get another Gates Defender or Figures in the Fog or similar, because Carl here could attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could potentially attack for about 9 damage. Of course, he would then leave his battlefield completely open and at risk of being overwhelmed because he'd hit the battlefield limit. But, treatment has to be careful not to be overrun here. If Carl can produce enough tempo to get around treatment's blockers, he could potentially steal the game out of nowhere here. We see a Cerulean Diver come down, pinging the Gates Defender, and Noah is gonna exhaust Shade Prowler. Carl is gonna exhaust Shade Prowler. Yeah, right. Cinder Spirit and Tusk Mount are gonna be also excellent shadow targets. Shadow targets. By the way, where is Rich? Is he are you in the stream? Because he wanted to be pinged and he's not looking at the stream. Oh well, he's looking at the game directly, so yeah, that's fine. Treatment plays a Hand of Spear. That is good tempo, especially since Carl's battlefield is now completely full. So summoning another Cerulean Diver is basically the same as using a Frog Ping. Although that Hand of Spear is still vulnerable to, you know, Shadow Blade and potentially Fork Lightning or Reverberate. Ooh, so Carl is going for the offensive. So does Carl... Okay, so this is just a small offensive. So with Beast Warrior, and Diver with Join the Hunt. So group tactic Diver. So hitting for 8 right now. Oh, not 8, for 7, yeah. If I am treatment, this is hard to say. Do you? You probably have to block the Diver, but I don't know about the other ones. It also depends if you have a reaction. If you have a reaction like another Gates Defender, you can probably block a Beast Warrior and then use the Gates Defender to attack, and that's going to be a decent trade. If you have a Shadow Blade, of course, you know, you kill those, and you probably don't even block at this point, because you don't care about the life so much as long as you can overrun Carl. Of course, you do care about your life a little bit if you have no reliable ways to kill Admonisher, of course. So treatment is thinking. The clock situation is that treatment is on 16 minutes. Carl, as always, he is playing super fast. 22 minutes on clock still. You know, he's only played in 8 minutes. This is crazy. 4 minutes per round on average. Oh, Carl has disconnected. Alright. But yeah. By the way, oh, Rich is here in the chat and he is chatting with Alfred. Rich Lomoro. Oh yeah, alright. Yeah. If you're in the chat, can you tell me if the audio is good? Is the quality of the audio good, and is the volume good? And I know, like, y'all probably don't have, you know, audio engineering backgrounds or whatever, but if my voice sounds muffled or very screechy, let me know too. I can fix that. Ooh, so treatment has the Shadow Blade. So he was thinking, probably looking like, does the offensive Shadow Blade make more sense? You know, because Carl is only at 7 life. So well within, you know, kill range at this point, I would believe. Carl is gonna block with Beast Warrior. No, he's gonna block Beast Warrior with Hand of Shield. Interesting. Perhaps I would have kept the Hand of Shield to alleviate the guard pressure. But if treatment wants the ability to attack face, and maybe it makes more sense to keep his life total high. He is gonna attack the Twilight Alchemist with the Hand of Spear, and he has the Shadow Blade too. Wow. This is a great trade because now the Gates Defender trades directly with any 1-1. The tide is turning in Carl's favor, if I had to say. The deck situation is similar: 7 in deck, 5 in hand for treatment, 8 in deck, 7 in hand for Carl. The difference is very small. So after this foiled attack, treatment uses Noah's Shadow Target to exhaust the second Cerulean Diver. Ooh, and Carl was sandbagging a Mirror Spirit. And he has the Reverberate. Wow, so we're probably gonna see more Reverberates in the either in hand or in deck. I'm not sure if he has 1, 2, or 3, probably minimum of 2, but the third copy was especially expensive in the deck builder, so it could be just 2. I feel like this Mirror Spirit is gonna be a nuisance for the treatment because unless he can break Carl's guard, it's gonna be a really big threat that I'll be able to trade with a lot of stuff. So we'll see. The ball is back in treatment camp. It is now treatment plays a masked wolf. Probably going to attack. You're gonna attack the Admonisher if you want to stave off some life, I guess, and you're gonna trade with a Twilight Alchemist if you want battlefield control. So he does trade with a Twilight Alchemist. Carl plays another summoned Admonisher. I believe this is gonna be treatment's downfall. I don't think he has enough control tools to keep those admonishers in check. Not only from the spell board at least, because Carl is able to consistently exhaust Prowler, which is like treatment's best source of counterplay against the admonishers. And those admonishers are gonna burn Carl, are gonna burn treatment, and give Carl a clock. Ooh. Carl has found the second Summon Mirror Spirit book, so now the focus is online, and it's gonna be a great source of tempo. Treatment passes with 3 illusion dice up. Carl still has 5 dice up after summoning another Admonisher. Oh wow, you did. Okay, so I'm back reading, cool, the levels are nice. I didn't know you did audio engineering. That's so nice. I learned like the basics on my own on YouTube, just for fun, a little bit. Join the hunt. Yeah. Although like Join the Hunt sees very fringe constructed play, but yeah, it's pretty rare to see it. Yeah. Admonishers were fairly cheap, if I remember correctly, and I don't remember how expensive Reverberate, not how expensive Join the Hunt was. Yeah. Yeah. So now Carl was okay. Yeah. So I was back reading the chat and I lost track of the game a little bit. So he focused the summon mirror spirit. Treatment passes. Carl plays another summon admonisher. Now he has all three books. And then treatment passes again. Carl plays another summon admonisher. Then he uses summon admonisher, puts an admonisher into play. Treatment passes, and then Carl attacks face with Twilight Alchemist and Raptor Herder. Treatment plays against Defender, trades with the Twilight Alchemist. The Raptor Herder hits face. And then treatment passes after this trade. There are now 3 unanswered admonishers into play. It is gonna hurt at the end of the round. Carl plays a 2/2 Summon Mirror Spirit. Not the biggest, not the smallest. It is going to trade most likely. But it is, of course, threatening. Ooh, okay, no. So it is directly exhausting the Cloudburst Griffin. Fair enough. That makes sense. And he's gonna attack it with his Mirror Spirit. Yeah, so he's gonna try to just make a massive Mirror Spirit probably here. But I'm a little bit curious because what is Carl afraid of with that last die? That he does not want to eat the guard, attack, break guard, and or trade. And then after that puts the second Mirror Spirit into play and then uses the focus. I'm not sure. But yeah, so now Carl is just, going through the motion, exhausting all his units to make a really big Summon Mirror Spirit. So he's attacking with all those admonishers into the exhausted Cloudburst Griffin, and treatment just keeps passing. So now we see a 5/2 massive Mirror Spirit come into play. Treatment passes again. The Mirror Spirit is gonna attack the Cloudburst Griffin. I guess the point of keeping the one admonisher unexhausted was just to have a blocker if treatment had some sort of surprise attacker, just to make sure. But I think this is like a little bit overkill. There's no reason to. Oh no! Wait, no. I get the reason. Yeah, Carl wants to trade a unit here because he does not want to go into the next round with a full battlefield. Yeah, that makes more sense. So he's gonna sacrifice the admonisher probably. No? Alright. But then what was the point? Why keep an admonisher open? Why not make the biggest Mirror Spirit possible? Why? Or if you were gonna do that, at least keep the Mirror Spirit behind so that you can sacrifice the Mirror Spirit if something arises. I don't know. This is a really small thing. It's probably not gonna matter, but I am curious. If Carl watches this in video on demand, feel free to type the answer in the comments, Alright, so treatment goes first here. It is not looking good, if you ask me. He is at 6 life, Carl is at 5 life, but in that dice spread, your access to big tempo tools and burn is limited. So I guess you want to summon a a Prowler first of all, because it's gonna be your best bet, no? A Depth Duelist, okay. Gonna trade with the Mirror Spirit, that's fine, but like that Mirror Spirit was gonna trade with one of your 2-die kanjis anyways, no? So why spend a card from your hand and a valuable stock unit now? I am not sure I agree with that play. But then again, you know, all roads lead to Rome, and at some point, even making the best play is not necessarily going to get you there. So perhaps you have to just play to your outs and pray that your opponent either makes a mistake, has drawn badly, or that you have drawn, you know, like a god, and that you have exactly the cards that line up just well. But Carl continues with the same routine, plays a diver, pings the Gates Defender, and exhausts the Shade Prowler, and now Carl doesn't have to do anything, you know. He can just sit back, let treatment come to him, sacrifice his unit, you know, play that Neo-burn game plan of just chomp blocking forever and just burning the opponent. Because he can actually use the focus on the admonishers here, because first of all, the battlefield is full, but second of all, he has all 3 admonishers into play. And that'll be enough to kill treatment if he cannot remove the admonishers. Sorry. And that die spirit, like, I guess Meteor would give treatment a chance. But the more time goes on and he does not play Meteor, the less it makes sense to expect Meteor here. Unless it's like some crazy stuff like Meteor and Particle Shield just to keep it alive. But yeah, no, after that, you know, he'd get hit with divers. So no. So Beast Warrior, Mirror Spirit, and Diver attack. The Mirror Spirit is benefiting from Join the Hunt. So this is an attack for 6. Treatment is gonna have to block at least one of those. I'm not sure how I would do it. So he's gonna trade with the Beast Warrior, with the Gates Defender, and then gonna take 3 to the face. That is risky because the admonishers are gonna get him. But no, never mind. This is actually, yeah, this is probably the correct play. If you're playing to your outs, you want to get like a clean kill on Carl before the end of this round. You are not surviving the end of this round, probably. So, yeah, that makes sense. One of treatment's outs were actually, you know, stand still. But now that die time is exhausted. Though both of them are exhausted, so he can neither bluff it nor actually play it. So I'm really curious what he could have that would get him there. Fort Lightning plus Shadow Target, plus Shadow Blade, but both Shadow Blades are out and the Masked Wolf is in play, so there is not the third Shadow Blade. man, this was a rough match for Treatment. It was a close start. If Treatment had been able to establish that night and keep it alive, I believe he would have had much better odds of winning. Unfortunately, his opponent had the entire night start, and at the same time, Carl was able to invest in the future and dodge the night removal that Treatment had started, and his engine got the better of Treatment in the long run. It'll be very interesting to see their deck lists when they post them, because looking at it, Treatment, I mean, both of their deck look really good, like they look sort of budget, but at the same time they're filled with like good stuff, so it's hard to catch at a glance, and that's why they were both in the finals. They are both really, really, really good deck builders. So yeah, I'm curious if they had like filler that they didn't play out, which could because like if you're gonna have a really bad card, you're just not gonna play it out, and the viewer is not gonna see it. But an interesting tech we see here, there was like Outmatch. That's a very budget-friendly card, and it's a nice way to catch knights. But yeah, I believe the Admonishers were cheap, and Join the Hunt was cheap, but the rest wasn't so cheap. New ideas, yes. Beast Warrior, I don't believe, and Raptor Herder, neither. So yeah. All right, let's catch up on the chat again, because I only have one screen, So. All right. Ooh, Admonishers were only 5 apiece. Yeah, that is really budget friendly. And Join the Hunt only cost 2, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so what winning Noah do you mean? Makes me want to bring in the winning Noah last season. You mean there was a Noah deck that won? Oh, you mean, wait, no, Final Destination was 2 years ago. So what do you mean, Alfred? The winning Noah from last season, what is that? Also, yeah, I'm very excited to try a Frostfire with more time, because I've tried the more divine build. I'm playing it in the Ashes Pioneer qualifier. Small plug-in, the tournament I'm running, the best of 3 tournament. Yeah. Watch the deck tech on my channel here, where I was co-hosting with EB Fritz, a great player, great deck builder. And yeah, I am starting to build a time variant, potentially even trying Cinder Spirit, though that build is like completely different. But yeah. So, okay, yeah, you had a winning Noah deck last season, Alfred. You had a 7-2 record. Okay, yeah, that's nice, that's good. Yeah, I mean, even if it's casual, 7-2 is still like a pretty good record. What was it built around? Well, alright. If that is all, okay, yeah, Foot Lightning, Light Swordsman. Yeah, okay, so it was like a Divine core deck, yeah. Makes sense. Ooh, and Backflip, yeah, I think I might have seen that deck. Anyhow, this was the finals of LKA 13, organized by Carl, who is the GOAT for organizing like most of the tournament scene and organized play of this year. Congratulations to him for winning this time. Also, congratulations to Treatment for making the runner-up. He is an excellent deck builder, great player. He should stop underselling himself, seriously. Thank you to everyone in the chat, and I'll see you next time. Me and Asterix are playing at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Not 9 p.m. 9 a.m. EST Sunday on the Junkyard for Ashes Pioneer Qualifier. Don't miss that. With that said,